Hi YouTube, it's your boy Grassy TV coming at you with another video for Hero Siege 2. Today we're going to be checking out all the sub-skill trees for the Samurai class, going through each node and demonstrating every augment. You may have noticed this video is a bit less edited than the others. We got a lot going on. Season 5 starts on December 13th. That's 2.5 weeks away. And I got a lot of content to do. So we're going to speed run this one a bit, but we'll still get all of the juice in for you guys to know what's going on with Samurai. Let's get into it. All right, first we have Battle Glance. Start the travel nodes, we have increased amount of attacks performed, increased damage dealt, increased area of effect, chance on hit to gain increased dodge chance for a period of time, execute monsters with low life, leech life and mana on hit, chance on attack to summon a brief rotating blade orbiting around you, inflicting bleed on hit, increased damage dealt to bleeding targets, increased critical strike damage by Battle Glance, and chance on kill to gain increased movement speed for a short period. Our first augment is going to be Shadow from Within. Chance on attack to unleash a shadowy ball of energy traveling towards your blade, causing monsters to be cloned to harm themselves on hit. Let's find our Battle Glance. I just went right by it. There we go. We can see we got that little ball going out. Is that purple? Purple ball? And normally it would make these harm each other, but of course they're target dummies, so that doesn't happen. Second, it's Blood Harvest. Gain stacks of Blood Harvest when killing enemies. At maximum stacks, you gain increased damage and attack speed based on your maximum health. This is a pretty big stacking buff. We'll run out to the pumpkin patch real quick and show this to you. Do I have damage? I have no items on, by the way. I have no items on. So this stack's pretty high and it gives you some juice, right? Once you hit maximum stacks here. I'm actually going to pop on this beta item just to get a lot of juice real fast. So I can get the maximum stacks. There we go. So you can see that is an insane amount of extra damage for the skill. Next, we have Perfection. Battle Glance now deals increased cleave damage to all monsters within your blade's reach. So you can see it cleaves. We're hitting that one up there. And fourth, Evasive Prodigy. Dodging or blocking attack causes your next Battle Glance to unleash bouncing katanas and an arc in front of you, dealing increased damage. So once again, we got to run out here. And because we have a innate dodge chance from this skill, it should be pretty easy to proc this. I say that, but there it goes. So you block or dodge an attack. Those are painful. There we go. No! It's harder than it looks. But you saw it. It was all these katanas that flew out. All right, second skill is Shuriken Throw. First augment is Shadow Shuriken. Throw a single big shuriken dealing increased damage, stunning and returning to you. If recasted while the shuriken exists, you will teleport to the shuriken's position, throwing smaller shurikens in all directions. The last time I tried this skill, it didn't work. So it does now. Here we go, chat. Yeah, there we go. Easy. Next, we have Cutting Field. Shurikens now stop midair and float for a short period and explode in a sharp metal shrapnel around it, dealing damage and slowing on hit. This is actually my favorite one, especially if you get the extra projectiles on it. Yup. And these extra projectiles over here. Yup. And you go burr. Sheesh. This used to work with Return Proj, but Return Proj is different now, so kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Third, we have Ripping Flesh. Shurikens now attached to monsters on hit and are ripped off back to the samurai after a short period, or if the samurai moves far enough away. So you throw the shurikens. This is actually really good for single target while you're leveling through the campaign. You'll throw these on a boss. That way you can just like, here you go, bro. And then just like kind of walk away to dodge all of his attacks and be like, here you go, bro. Take that again. Right. And fourth, Slicing Ricochet. Shurikens now ricochet from monster hits and terrain, inflicting bleed on hit. So now we can throw in different directions, right? Not to throw directly on monsters. I'm no Yi and Smite, so there's that. Next, we have Quick Slash. Start with the travel notes. We have increased dash speed, increased area of effect, increases the amount of slashes performed, chance on hit to stun the target, increased attack rating, increased damage to stun targets, summon shadows performing quick slash towards nearby monsters, dealing a portion of the damage, leaving a shadow behind, slashing monsters around it, dealing a portion of the damage, increase the range, and quick slash no longer deals damage in a circle and instead deals damage to the closest target and a cone behind them, firing multiple piercing kunai. The first augment is plan ahead. Summon a shadow dashing towards your aim, Summon a shadow dashing towards your aim multiple times, dealing damage to all monsters hit. After it expires, you quickly dash following the same path with massively increased damage. Some of these I actually don't remember what they do because it's been a minute. Oh yeah, I remember now. Right? So you kind of dash towards your clones. Very interesting skill. Second, we have multiplicative duality. Spirit Double now spawns multiple shadows, dashing with increased speed and damage. That's wonky. That's really cool, actually. Third is my favorite. It's Mechanical Advantage. Dash and increased range, sending explosive kunai and an aura in your wake. So I think that's supposed to say an area. I'll report that. But you can also add a bunch of projectiles onto it. So yeah. And look at that, chat. Look at my FPS. I have 90 FPS. Guys, when's the last time you had 90 FPS with that many proj? You haven't. The optimizations coming in Season 5 are... Mwah. And fourth, we have Now You See Me. Slash with increased area of effect radius and damage, dropping a smoke bomb at the target location. You can dash around throwing smoke bombs everywhere. Next skill we have is Smoke Bomb. Starting with travel nodes, we have slows and reduce attack rating of targets, increase projectile speed, chance on hit to inflict armor break, increase smoke bomb area of effect, inflict arcane break, increase damage dealt. Smoke bomb has a chance to bounce, releasing an additional smoke cloud, increase cast rate, inflicts burning on hit for a portion of the damage, and increase damage to burning targets. The first augment is Adjusted Formula. Significantly reduce enemy attack rating and increase the monster's damage taken while inside the smoke bomb. I don't know what smoke bomb looks like. There it is. There we go. Easy. And they got elemental break on them. Nice. Why do they have elemental break? Yeah, see the armor break. Am I colorblind? I mean, I am. I'm completely colorblind, but am I actually completely colorblind? I actually don't know what color those are. That might be fine. Second, we have Stealth Zone. Throw out smoke bombs in all directions, forming a massive cloud, increasing your movement speed inside of it. A smoke bomb now has a cooldown. It's kind of nice. You get a much bigger area of effect. And imagine if you put some points in AoE, you can make sure that you're going to be in the smoke bomb. Third is Monster Cleansing. Smoke bomb consumes damage over time debuffs from monsters inside of it, dealing full damage instantly. So any damage over time effects that you have in there, it's just gonna suck on them real fast. And fourth, Smoke trail. Smoke bomb now leaves a trail of smoke behind you, dealing increased damage. Smoke bomb now has a cooldown. Next, we have explosive kunai. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased damage dealt, increased kunai explosion area of effect, decreased mana cost, chance on hit to split into multiple additional kunai. Now consumes a percentage of your maximum life. Each cast, giving your kunai increased speed and explosion AoE. Maximum life damage is non-lethal. Increases the damage and explosion area of effect radius. Chance to inflict arcane break on hit. Chance on hit for the kunai to explode an additional time. Kunais have a chance to bounce off of terrain and stun monsters on hit. And increased damage dealt to stun targets. Whoa. The first augment is double forking kunai. Explosive kunai split an additional time, dealing increased damage each time that they split. Oh, I remember this one. This is my favorite. Got pseudo ranger class. Second is penetration volley. Thoroughly spread a piercing kunai that exploded on each enemy hit. I'm blowing up everywhere. Third is chain explosions. Split kunai's chains off of the first enemy hit, exploding each enemy chain to. And fourth, little slicers. Explosive kunai no longer explode, but instead pierces with increased projectile speed, slicing monsters, inflicting bleeding. Next is blade barrier. Throughout the travel nodes, we have increased blade barrier rotation speed. Blade barrier has a chance to shoot out a blade when hitting a target. Increased duration. Increased physical damage dealt by a blade barrier, but reduces the arcane damage dealt. Increases the amount of blades in the barrier. Chance to cause monsters to bleed on hit. Slow monsters on hit. Increased damage to bleeding enemies. Blade barrier deals increased damage to monsters with full life. And physical scaling is converted to burning. Blade barrier now only deals arcane damage. The first augment is twin barriers. Blade barriers now summon an outer and inner barrier. The inner barrier deals increased damage, and the outer barrier is guaranteed to proc cursed blades on hit. That's this skill here, which is blade barrier has a chance to shoot out a blade when hitting a target. So it's guaranteed to proc the flying scimitars almost, right? Second is Forgotten Arts. Hitting an enemy refreshes blade barrier duration. Gain increased damage for each active blade barrier you have. So something with that, we'd probably get some extra blades, right? Third is Body and Soul. Blades seek out and stick on nearby monsters, dealing increased damage. Blades return to the player if the target is too far away or the monster dies. And fourth, Spinning Armory as an additional orbital layer of blades. Once again, we'd probably beef it up, right? Beef it. More blades. Next is Exploding Bolas. Starting with the travel nodes, we have Area of Effect Explosion of the Exploding Bolas. Increase the damage dealt. Inflict Arcane Break. Increase projectile speed. Throw multiple bolas in an arc. Bolas have a chance on hit to stun the enemy. Chance for bolas to explode an additional time. Increase damage dealt to stun targets. Increase cast rate. And bolas now pierce, allowing them to attach to multiple targets, dealing a portion of the damage. The first augment is Loaded Charge. Bolas are stuck on enemies for a longer period of time. Dealing damage to them during this period causes the explosion to gain increased damage and size up to 5 times. Second is Cluster Ducks. Instead of bombs, the bola now spawns multiple explosive rubber ducks at the enemy that follow their nearby targets before exploding. There should be a Quack SFX for that. SFX. The third is Magnet String. Monsters caught by bolas are pulled towards the first target. I don't have a pull here. Go to the fields of battle real quick. Pull some monsters. Well, I'm one-tapping everything. That's not helping. I saw that one move. It's a little tough to see. Yeah, see, they kind of moved there. So if you're not one-tapping things, they'll obviously run into each other. They'll pull to the first target you hit. And fourth, Bola Stasis. Bola now grabs all enemies on its path and pulls nearby enemies towards it when hitting terrain. So same thing. There we go. There's one that I got. Next is Omni Slash. Starting with the travel nodes, we have increased attack rating, increased amount of blades or slashes, better yet. Reduces the cooldown, increases damage dealt. When cast inside a smoke bomb, invulnerability lasts for a small duration after the Omni Slash ends. Throw a piercing kunai at nearby enemies with reduced damage. Striking monsters with Omni Slash has a chance to cast Empire Slash. Increase critical strike chance. Chance to increase the amount of slashes depending on your crit strike chance. And increased critical strike damage. The first augment is Lucky Strikes. Omni Slash now always procs all of your proc effects on hit with the halved amount of slashes and increased damage. Omni Slash cooldown is increased. This is quite wild. I don't really have a proc item at the moment to show you the proc. However, being able to just always proc your proc effects is kind of insane. Second, we have Reign of Chaos. Each slash now drops a shadow meteor down from the sky, dealing area effect damage when landing. That one's rather uneventful. Third, we have Poison-Coated Daggers. Throw Poison-Coated Daggers around with each slash, inflicting poison and dealing increased damage to poison targets. And four, Thunder Slashes. Unleash Chain Lightning with each slash, inflicting lightning break on hit. Next is Shadow Step. Turn the travel nodes, we have increased teleport distance, decreased mana cost, chance to stun monsters on hit. Shadow Step deals increased damage to stunned enemies. Chance on cast to summon a shadow clone to mimic your shadow step on a nearby target. Stunning an enemy with shadow step increases your damage and cast rate for a short period, stacking up to 8 times. Chance on cast to deal additional damage. Chance on cast to deal damage additional times upon arrival. Increase the armor break on hit. Increase cast rate. And increase area of effect radius based on your percentual movement speed. First augment is Dagger Storms. Additionally summons a storm of daggers from the sky on hit. Second is Bargain with Demons. When landing, nearby corpses are consumed to unleash a shadow explosion, dealing area of effect damage and inflicting burning. At the moment, I don't have any corpses. Let's go find some. Well, you could like have a meat bomb. Throw a meat bomb down to get yourself a corpse and just like pop it. Third is Vortex Step. Pull nearby monsters towards you, throwing bolts of shadow energy into the air, landing on monsters, dealing additional damage and stunning them. And fourth, Pulsating Shadows. Shadow Step now pulsates additional times, inflicting Arcane Break. A little hard to see, but you can see there's 3 pulses in there. This is very, very quick. Really hard for me to see. And last, Empire Slash. Increased damage dealt. Increased area of effect. Increases the attack speed of Empire Slash when wielding a 2-handed weapon. Increased attack rating. Execute monsters after a certain threshold. Increased critical strike damage. Increased crit strike chance. Increases lifesteal. Chance to inflict bleed on hit. And you no longer teleport a fixed distance. And you teleport range has been increased. First augment is Unbridled Rage. Perform multiple Empire Slashes in random directions after teleporting. This one's really fun. We're going to add in a bunch of area of effect because this one's really fun. This will probably be the meta skill for Samurai. One of them. Next, we have Blood Covered Edge. Monsters hit by Empire Slash rebound an additional Empire Slash towards monsters nearby. Empire Slash now has a cooldown. Third is Cone of Death. Empire Slash no longer teleports and attacks with multiple smaller slashes and a cone in front of you. And lastly, Perform a huge attack covering the whole screen, dealing high damage. Empire Slash cooldown no longer teleports you, or more better yet, Empire Slash no longer teleports you and now has a cooldown. Like an ultimate ability. And that's going to wrap up all the sub skill trees for the Samurai class. Let me know in the comments what your favorite augment is. Come check me out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Graxy_TV. We're doing tons of leveling guides every single day, getting prepped for season 5. So I'd love to see you guys there. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.